So tonight I'm going to be going over Encre Noire à l'Extrême by Lalique. This one here is a total departure from your average mass appealing scent that's currently on the market today. This has nothing to do with any blue scents. It has nothing to do with any warm gourmand scents either. This is a very unique vetiver based scent. It is not for beginners. However, because of the price, this one is very accessible. So if you're willing to just branch off a little bit and try something new, maybe you want to upgrade your fragrance collection a little bit, I think this is a great place to start. So if that describes you, stick around, check this video out. Hey guys, welcome back to Real Scent Review. Tonight I bring you the famous Encre Noire à l'Extrême. In my opinion, this is by far the best one out of the Encre Noire line by Lalique. The other two being the original Encre Noire and Encre Noire Sport. Encre Noire Sport is absolutely going to be the safest one. This probably is going to be the most challenging, and I'm going to explain why in this video. So, Encre Noire à l'Extrême. Gonna start off with the presentation here. Beautiful, beautiful cube bottle here, wooden cap here. I think it just looks spectacular, the entire bottle. Out of all the niche bottles, all the designer bottles I've ever seen, this is absolutely one of my favorite. It's very heavy, very well made, very thick, heavy glass, which makes sense because Lalique is first and foremost known for their glassware and jewelry as well. So yeah, amazing bottle here. Let's get this open and waste a spray. Atomizer is great. Whew, amazing right off the bat. Pretty strong though. The official notes that we're given are the following. In the top we get cypress, elemi resin, and bergamot. In the mid we get Haitian vetiver, incense, and orris. In the base we get benzoin, sandalwood, and patchouli. What I detect is a little bit different, so here's what I detect. In the top, definitely get some bergamot, some cypress for sure. In the mid, Haitian vetiver, whiskey, and incense. In the base, some cedar, benzoin, and definitely some papyrus. So the first thing that I get is a little bit of bergamot and some cypress in the top. I don't want you to think that this is a fresh fragrance because it's not a fresh fragrance at all. But in the top here, there's just a little burst of fresh bergamot that's mixed with a very woody, astringent cypress. So cypress kind of has a similar scent profile to moss. Now the bergamot quickly disappears and the cypress overtakes it. Now in the mid here, we get some Haitian vetiver. I detect a little, ever so slight boozy note. And I don't mean like perfumer's alcohol. I mean like a Scotch whiskey. It's slightly smoky. Whiskey reminds me of like an Islay Scotch. And definitely some incense here. Starts to become really prominent in the middle. And in the dry down, definitely some cedar. I get some fresh cedar, it's a fresh woodiness. Mixed with some resinous benzoin, gives it kind of like a dry incense feel. And definitely some papyrus. So the papyrus is gonna give it like a fresh pencil shavings type of smell. I really enjoy that. I think it works really well for this fragrance here. Now, having said that, it's not gonna be everybody's cup of tea. And that's kind of what Encre Noire à l'Extrême is known for, as well as its super high quality at very low price point. Now, the scent profile itself is very mature, right? It's not what we would call mass appealing here in the fragrance community. Definitely not mass appealing, and it's not for beginners. It's a very mature scent. It's refined, it's abstract, it's very dark, very mysterious, very heavy on the vetiver. Out of all those notes that I mentioned there, the vetiver is gonna be the heaviest, also mixed with the incense. So a very vetiver, incense forward fragrance, not gonna be everybody's cup of tea whatsoever. It's very mature. However, I would not call it dated. However challenging it may be, I don't think it smells dated. It's in its own mysterious way, somehow modern. It does not have a typical old man smell, but at the same time it is very challenging and not everybody is going to like this. Let's get into the versatility here. Probably not very versatile at all. I would wear this for special occasions, and like I said, young guys are not gonna like this. I have friends of mine in their early 30s who think that this is just a little bit too obscure for them. However, I find the older the people get, the more they really appreciate this one. There are exceptions to that rule as well. I do know people people my age, so late 20s, who do appreciate this one, although those people are absolutely the minority. So I think it's unmistakably a masculine scent as well. Very formal for special occasions. This is not a crowd pleaser. This is not one you're going to want to wear to the clubs. However, this is one that you can put on if you want to scare all the women away, because from my experience, women do not like this. Some older ones do, but definitely most girls hate this. And I can totally understand why. The vetiver is very sharp, slightly inky. Encre Noire means black ink in French after all. And they've extremified it. It's smoky, incensey, on top of the sharp, inky vetiver. So, you know, it's not everybody's cup of tea. This is one that's really gonna be suitable for, like I said, formal occasions, or just for some self-reflection, honestly, hanging around the house, maybe reading a book, sipping on some whiskey. That's what this type of fragrance is going to be most appropriate for, in my opinion. Let's move on to the performance now. The performance is, I'm gonna say it's definitely above average. The projection for me is definitely an arm's length for the first hour, and for the second hour, it's about an elbow's length, but it doesn't completely dry down to a skin scent after hour number 2 either. It just gradually starts dying down from an elbow scent all the way to a skin scent, probably within from the second to third hour, I would say. So 3 hours of decent projection. I would say the third hour definitely being weaker than the first 2. However, total longevity on my skin is very good. I get at least 8 hours of this in total longevity. It's got great longevity. So the next part I'm gonna go over here is the price. Right now you can get this for right around 35 US dollars on Fragrance Net, and that's for a 100 milliliter bottle here. Now, the quality of this would make you think of something that costs far more than 35 US dollars for a 100 milliliter bottle. This is, as they say, niche quality, because it's very complex. It does not smell synthetic at all. It's very abstract. It's kind of just a work of art, for lack of a better term. Not made for the masses. This is made for true fragrance lovers, people who really appreciate fragrances as a work of art, people who wear fragrances mostly for themselves. That's the demographic that this fragrance is going to appeal to the most. And on discounters, this is very well known for being one of the very best value fragrances out there. The value that you get for the price is astounding. This is worth far more than 35 US dollars. And you know, the question comes up a lot, like, how are discounters able to sell this for so cheap when on Lalique's main website, it actually costs well over 100 US dollars. A lot of fragrance manufacturers don't really monitor the aftermarket stage of their sales. So when Lalique sells this off to discounters, or one of Lalique's distributors sells this off to discounters, Lalique doesn't necessarily monitor that. And that, paired with the fact that this is really not mass appealing, this is not in extremely high demand, the discounter wants to be able to make money off of it. So they're going to naturally lower it down to a very affordable price for most people, because they know if they kept it anywhere near Lalique's retail price, it probably just wouldn't really sell. And I guarantee you, nobody is buying this fragrance from the Lalique website itself. And why doesn't Lalique really care that much about the aftermarket stages of the fragrance sales? Well, because Lalique's main focus is high-end jewelry and glassware. Why would Lalique care if they can sell a 125 US dollar cologne when they can just go ahead and sell a $10,000 diamond ring? So colognes are, you know, not the main focus of Lalique at all. Like I said, they're known for their high-end glassware and jewelry especially. But hey, if your current collection is comprised mostly of like blue fragrances, mass-appealing blues or gourmands or oceanic freshies, for example, and you're getting to the point where you want to branch off and try something else, for 35 US dollars, this is an absolute steal. It's cheap enough where if you buy it and you don't like it, it's not really going to be the end of the world. You could easily resell this. There is a small niche of people out there who are willing to buy this. Although, like I said before, it's not mass appealing. There's not a huge demand. There is a niche of people who want to try this niche quality product. So if you're looking to branch off, try some more advanced fragrances, you will not find a better value than this. 35 US dollars for an absolutely astounding fragrance. Complex, mature, refined, elegant, obscure, mysterious scent. There's really no better choice. Go ahead, pick this one up. And even if it's not your cup of tea, like I said, not the end of the world because of the relatively low price on this. Anyway, guys, that's been my review of Encre Noire à l'extrême by Lalique. I hope you've enjoyed it. Until next time, keep it real.